We won the Super Bowl.
That's the best part of that year.
That was the best part of that year.
Yes, 100%.
That's
the Super Bowl club, bro.
Honestly,
we entered the Super Bowl club.
The first one was pretty special. 14. What are you reading over there, Gronk?
I'm reading your tweet. I'm sorry, bro.
What is my tweet? To Gronk, you look like a fighter. They say, oh, you play football? From the actor from Flash, Gordon Me. Bud, he's the only best tight end. Oh my God.
Oh, bro. Sorry. That was a great tweet. That was a great tweet.
Concussion?
Yeah.
And then Tom, even I couldn't tackle Gronkowski last night. Tom, you couldn't tackle anyone. So like, actually, he had one tackle in his career. It was pretty nice, didn't he?
Which one?
The one he had.
I gotta do some digging on that.
Oh man, what were you saying though? I was reading, but you were saying something before that.
I don't know. I was trying to read my tweet, but I couldn't read my tweet.
Oh, we were talking about the first one being the sweetest.
Oh yeah. Oh, it really was, bro.
Because
we lost to one versus the Giants in 2011.
And if you didn't get hurt, we would have dominated that game.
I know, man. I know.
Fucking Eli.
But it's all right because then we won this one. And once you get in that Super Bowl club, man, that felt good. That felt good.
I mean, because you never experienced it.
Exactly,
and
man.
we were always, I was always so sick and tired of hearing about fucking the old Patriots. Like because Bill would bring it, Bill would, he was there for so long, he'd bring up all these we seen the same clip of Troy Brown stripping the San Diego Charger in that one. I've seen that clip.
It marked our era. That the new Patriots era was here.
Yeah, it was good. And they motivated us, those older guys.
They did. They set the standard. 100%. You got to appreciate them big time. They set the standard.
But I was sick and tired of hearing about Willie Mack, Teddy Bruschi.
Yes.
Because Bill would bring it up every day.
He would.
Every day. And then after this, you had to go and win another one.
Yes.
So then, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just to show them.
Just to show them.
It was our era.
What's your favorite thing you stole from another stadium?
Listen, is there statute of limitations? I mean, I'm not going to jail on your podcast.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
double jeopardy, bro. It's gone.
That's a good point. Yeah. It can't be tried twice. There's no way. Gosh, man, the best thing ever. Hey, so some of my favorite stuff that I have hanging now, we just moved down to Chepachet, Rhode Island. And in the move, I found some stuff that I had ganked from the Super Bowls. So again, I was always the first guy off the field, right? It was like my goal to get to the bar as quickly as possible.
Bar Louie, baby.
And I would rip down all these banners. I remember just jumping up and just running. Ting, 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 ting. Wadding it up. Throwing it. Ting, 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 ting. And I have all these really awesome banners from the Super Bowl eras. Like the ones that hang in the hotel.
Yeah.
When we get to the hotel, I couldn't stop myself there either. They'd be like hanging off like a big atrium. And I'd find my way up in there and like sing, 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 sing.
How was it playing a Super Bowl in your home stadium? Was it an advantage because you guys got to stay at home and stuff and stay away from how was that? Because
I mean,
it takes away from the experience, but it's also kind of like a baby advantage because you get to be in your own space.
Yeah. I mean, I slept in my own bed until basically the night before the game, which is a huge advantage.
Amazing.
Like, I love that. We were in our own locker room. Like it felt what it did. I was thankful I'd been to one before, even though I wasn't playing it. I saw how much of a buildup there is to the Super Bowl, and how much it lends itself. Like even when the game's about to start, they don't tell you like there's so much more that's about to happen. Still, they don't tell you The Rock's going to give a monologue.
Yeah,
out there as you're on the field getting ready for kickoff.
Yeah.
So like there's all this buildup, but then once you finally kick the ball off, it's the game, right? And so we had kind of been preaching like, hey guys, this is a game. There's gonna be so much buildup to this. Just let it be. Once the game gets here, it's the same game. It helped that we were in our own, like it was our own rhythm and routine of any other game. That kind of helped lend itself to like, hey, this is just like any other game we've played. Just go out there and play your game.
Yeah, I mean it's got to be. That's kind of an advantage. You get to stay away. You get to have your guys in their own area.
Yep.
Because half the time there's at least one or two guys that are
out
past curfew. Guy out in the Oakland Raiders went to Mexico. They never came. But like, there's always a story.
Yeah. No, it is. Yeah, it is nice. And
Go ahead.
Teams just have to start, owners of teams just need to start paying $7 billion to build a stadium, and then they can host the Super Bowl and then get to the Super Bowl when it's your turn.
Or you could be an owner and you can have a city pay for your stadium and then have people come to your stadium that you own.
It's a tricky path. I think you just make the $7 billion. You make the billion yourself and do it yourself.
Exactly.
Amen.
Tell them the story about how we were after the first Super Bowl we won, how we hired that guy to just follow us around with a broom.
we went to, I forget the club. We went to the club in Boston, and we just said, give us 40 bottles of champagne.
Yeah,
I don't know why. We just started
it.
spraying each other. It was because of 14. Remember 14 in LA?
Yeah.
Was it?
It originated in LA at like the beach club, but we hired this guy and we got 40 bottles of champagne, and they brought him out in a wheelbarrow, and then we're like, follow us. And we just walked around the whole place, and we'd either spray it and then bust it on the ground, or just bust it on the ground. And then we gave a guy some money to follow us around with a broom and like a pail to just pick up all the broken glass.
All the broken glass.
Just like complete destruction. All that, we were walking down the street, wheelbarrow, and then a guy with a broom, and we were just chugging champagne, spraying it, and breaking glass.
That's how you know you're balling.
Yeah.
There was a snowstorm that night.
Yeah. It was reckless.
We
bro.
started the night by coming off there was a lady stuck. We got out of the car.
Yeah.
We just won a Super Bowl. We got out of the car to push her out.
Yeah. She
Oh
was
my
stuck
God.
in the snow.
Yeah,
man.
some old lady.
On the bridge, dude. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, good Samaritans over here.
Yeah.
She was stuck. Old lady.
Jeez Louise.
Let's get into the Raiders team.
I'm looking at this roster and I go, Jim Plunkett, guy who goes to New England, #1 pick, Heisman Trophy winner,
Stanford.
gets mauled. Yeah, they might have been the Boston Patriots at that point.
Yeah.
Gets mauled and just gets churned out there. An organization that mismanaged and didn't put the people around him and got beat up. And, one of the great deep ball throwers of the time. And goes to San Francisco, same thing. Bad experience, gets mauled, doesn't fit. Al Davis, as I mentioned again, it's guys that Lyle Alzado, who had been in Denver and Cleveland and got to the Super Bowl in Denver and got blown out, and is a guy that is 33, 34 years old who would give his right arm to win a Super Bowl. I'm sure you had guys that come to New England like that. Chris was one of those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, they come to New England to win, and he came there to win. Cliff Branch was, if not the fastest guy on the planet, one of the top 3, 4 fastest guys on the planet.
It was so fun watching him and Darryl Green play in this fucking matchup, because Darryl Green was like the fastest guy in the NFL as well.
Yeah.
Like, that was a fun matchup.
And Cliff was 30, I don't know what he was at the Super Bowl. He might have been 33.
Man, 33 playing a
and
young.
I think
He's 35.
at 60, he could run a 4.4.
Jeez.
I mean, seriously. I lived with a guy named Cedric Hardman, who was a great pass rusher from San Francisco.
Yeah.
They called it, I forget what they called that, Jimmy Page, Cleveland Elam. These guys were really good. And Cedric and I lived together my rookie year, and some people kind of question the wisdom of that. But, Cedric really was had a great impact on my early part of my career. And Cliff would sleep on our sofa. It was a different time.
I mean, not really. I mean, I shared a house with 5 guys my first 3 years of my career, because you didn't know if you were going to make the team every year.
Yeah. And my check was $1,007.
Now we were making decent money.
After tax.
League minimum was like $360, but
I had a used Coupe de Ville, powder gray, spoke wheels, velour interior, and an 8 cassette deck where the cassettes were, that big.
8-track. Was that an 8-track?
8-track, yeah. And, Cedric had a red Eldorado and convertible with white interior, and we were rolling in Oakland.
That's football in the 80s.
Reggie
I love
Kinlaw, best 2-gap nose guard you could ever play with. Greg Townsend, I think Greg is to me a Hall of Famer. Lyle Alzado, listen, he can change the attitude of a room really quickly.
How?
He was such a violent, the needle went into the red, and he was unpredictable from that standpoint. You base the rest of your day on, hey, good morning, Lyle. And the rest of the day was kind of based on that.
One of the best nicknames I feel like in NFL history. 3 Mile Lyle is pretty good.
3 Mile Lyle, because it was like 3 Mile Island was a nuclear plant that blew up, and you just never knew when he was going to blow.
So was he the team asshole? Or who's the team asshole?
Lyle was kind of quiet. I'm trying to think. I'm looking down the. Kenny King was a great back from Oklahoma. Situational guy. Frank Hawkins, really good fullback. Cleo Montgomery, tough. He dropped a guy on a plane one time. Guy was sitting in his seat. He didn't get up.
Teammates.
And he was one of the quietest guys you could ever be around. And this guy just got in his seat when he went to the bathroom. And your seat on the plane.
Yeah.
It's once again, it's that last blade of grass. It's the push at the end of the play. And he asked him really quietly, very nice a couple of times, and then just boom. And that boy's eye closed shut on that flight. But we had a lot of flights like that.
That's a real deal.
It was a game that got us in the Super Bowl club as well.
The aftermath.
Just overall everything that whole entire year.
Man, we win our first Super Bowl in 10 years.
Y'all's first ever.
Our first. The parade as well.
Yeah, let's hear some parade stories.
Oh my gosh, bro. It was the best party of my life. I've never been to a parade like that in my life.
We got snowed in.
Yeah, we did get snowed in.
They had changed parade date because we had a nor'easter, and we got hammered.
Yeah, we got hammered. There was 50 beers getting thrown at me at one time.
Yeah.
Like, you had to get hammered.
The little fireball shots.
Hammered. Shout out just to the city of Boston as well. They know what's up, man. They know how to celebrate. They love the Patriots as well. They love their sports. So without them as well, the parade would never be the parade without our fans too.
Straight Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Literally, that was so fun.
What was with the Minions hat, Gronk?
I'm not sure. I was leaving my house. There was a couple Minions hats on the counter, and I just grabbed them.
Love the Minions.
Yeah, I was like, man, this
perfect.
hat, goes good with it. Minions. I'm about to have a Minion party.
A million
drinks.
Oh my God.
Oh, dude, I almost didn't make the parade because I was passed out in the airport because I went to Jimmy Kimmel. I went out in LA. I tried making it back. I almost didn't make it back, and there I was passed out in the airport.
Do you remember anything different going in this year, guys? This was your third Super Bowl.
Second.
No, this is
third.
You guys lost your
Green Bay.
year.
No, we lost my second year. Then we won the Rams.
Yeah, and this will be your third Super Bowl appearance.
Right,
Did you feel like you had an advantage
for Carolina?
Yeah.
North Carolina.
Did you have an advantage because you guys experienced it?
Yeah, we thought we had an advantage, but at the same time, we were also those guys before, on the come up. We came in and hey, we wanted to win. So this the last game, as you know, playing in as many as you've played in, man. It's like anybody can win that game. And they started off, hit us with the big one, quick. You know what I mean? It was a Jake Delhomme, he running around, he talking all kind of shit. But now
Delhomme used to talk.
We had Tom Brady, you know what I mean? And now by that time, it was when he was with us first go, that's Tom Brady. You know who he started to be in that time come? Tom motherfucking Brady.
Tom motherfucking Brady.
See, that's a difference. See, we had Tom Brady. Yeah. You had Tom motherfucking Brady. See, that's who he was at that time. So when you have that, and we knew if we stayed in here,
beer drinking Tom.
Exactly.
I had chiseled jaw, avocado eating.
Yeah.
Beautiful hair.
Yeah.
Skin complexion.
Exactly. And
how do you smell good after practice, Tom?
Hey, so when you get that, man, we knew what we had. All we had to do was now, you don't mess up now. We don't mess up because we know if we give you a chance, you done already proved it time and time again, not just in the big games, but any game. you know, we gonna win. And Tom, like I said, I've never seen anybody like him when it comes to being so cool and calm under pressure, except one man with football, and that's Adam Vinatieri.
Adam Vinatieri.
Oh my God, Mr.
Damn.
Clutch.
Yo, bro, you talking about somebody is like no fear, you know, like imagine going up there and you just got to take that free throw. As easy as it might be to have to take that all the pressure and everything riding on you. That's why I say they need to bronze his damn foot. Like Tom need to have his statue, of course, but they need to have a big ass replica of Adam Vinatieri foot somewhere around on that stadium. You know what I mean? Somewhere put Adam Vinatieri foot.
Did you have a template because you guys were there a couple years before?
You would think, but it ended up being a home game.
Yeah.
And then the league actually, which it's like one of those things for me. Hey, listen, it worked out perfect. I have no complaints. For the young guys, I feel bad that we're on that team that never been to a Super Bowl, because when we went to Atlanta and play you guys, you get the allness. So you're on the road, like we're in a hotel, we're busting to the media days. You see all the security.
You guys stayed at home.
We stayed in our facility and practiced and stayed in our houses, like literally bust to
I
the
didn't
game.
even think about that.
We literally went to the game like it was a home game. And like, hey, the night before, stayed in a hotel by the stadium and just rode over to the game. And so it was the weirdest week. They even allowed us to do our media at our facility. So we didn't even have a media day.
Oh, wow.
So it was a weird week. It felt like a, late December game that you're just at home. And obviously in Cali, you have the great weather. So it didn't even feel like you're playing in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It was very strange compared to going to Atlanta.
Almost it could be taken as an advantage, though, for a young guy because there was less distractions.
No, for sure. I just mean, like, I hate it for them that they didn't experience, like, the allness of what a Super Bowl feels like, right? And that's what I remember the most. And then, really of the game, I just remember it felt like every 5 seconds I turned around, we lost an offensive player. Like, wait, who's out?
Yeah.
Like you're on the sideline. You know how it is. Like, wait, like, you're going to get in the huddle and you're like, wait, where's our tight end? And you're like, oh, wait, where's the receiver? It was just constant the entire game. We were losing guys.
Did you guys get to use your same locker room that game?
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Everything was the same.
That isn't wild.
Yeah, it was wild.